Recording in progress. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Whiskey Wednesday. Woo! Much better response than last night. um, I have the pleasure of introducing Barry Brinegar
Yes, thank you.
from RD1. I think we were talking about you're the chief bottle washer. What's your official title?
I think I'm a lead bathroom attendant, co-founder, national brand champion, lover of bourbon.
Do you have the little tip jar in your little area in the back?
I do accept tips.
Perfect. Love it. Love it. Awesome. So welcome. This is going to be exciting for me. This is the first time I'm trying the RD1 stuff
Nice.
deliberately. Um, so I'm very much looking forward to this. So
Yeah.
I guess we should get started. So tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get into whiskey? How did you end up at RD1?
Well,
And
I'm from Kentucky. So if you're from Kentucky, literally bourbon's in your blood at a very early legal young age. My background's varied. I used to be worked in a hospital as a registered nurse. Did medical device sales, pharmaceutical sales, owned a digital marketing company,
okay,
and then fell in love with bourbon. Followed this club around called the Lexington Bourbon Society, and just absolutely fell in love with bourbon. And so I would talk with local business owners about how important it was to be seen, heard, and found online. And then inevitably, the conversation would always go to bourbon. So met enough people who encouraged me to write a business plan, wrote a business plan. First person I talked to was the University of Kentucky head football coach, Mark Stoops. And he loved the story, he loved the bourbon, and he said, "I'm in. I'm giving you what you asked for." So I was fortunate in that regard, but living the dream.
that is one heck of a rabbit hole to
It, it,
fall
isn't that
down.
crazy?
I mean, that's great though. I mean, it's like, I know a lot of us have passion and this is not my regular job either, but this is
Yeah,
my fun job by far, and this is what I love, right? We all
yeah,
love it, and so
right.
if you fall that far in love with it to go as far as you've gone, hats off to you, my friend.
Thank
That's
you,
that's incredible.
thank
It
you.
is a dream job.
Yeah, it is. It is. Every day I get to travel 42 weeks out of the year. I'm traveling the U.S. market. We're in 31 markets across the U.S. And I get to travel and meet folks like you all. We get to share bourbon, share stories, tell tall tales. We laugh, we cry, and have a wonderful time.
There's crying involved.
Tears of joy.
Okay, I was like,
Yeah,
all right, now we're
yeah.
going. I was like, wait a minute. Unless if you spill the bourbon, but even then you get a
Oh, that
straw.
that's alcohol abuse.
And that's what I was going to say. Like you can still remedy that. Even I mean, there's no tears, but yeah,
Yeah,
I understand what you're
yeah.
saying. All good.
There's no crying in bourbon.
So you had quite the journey through the medical field
Yeah.
in several different ways. Then it sounds
Yeah.
like marketing was in there a little bit. That was
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm a young old guy, and
me too.
I love the digital stuff. I know you're in IT, and bourbon connects us. Digital marketing, same thing. You connect with your audience, connect with
Yeah,
your avatar, and so it just kind of helps with the brand.
fantastic. Well, I mean, the first thing that I'm noticing right off the bat. So marketing, if you want to talk about that for 1 second,
Yeah.
those look like they are custom designed bottles for you guys, if I'm not mistaken, just by looking at it.
They are. So the bottle design is actually based off of an 1800 squat bottle that we have in our inventory. And so my one of my partners, Mike Tedderton, serial entrepreneur. This guy started 30 different companies, and he's super successful, self-made millionaire. And fortunately, after I talked to Mark Stoops, the UK football coach, the next day I talked with Mike, and I told Mike, Mike, listen, Coach already gave us what we were asking for, so I felt obligated to meet with you. And Mike, he said, "You're not asking for enough money," and I laughed at him. I laughed at his face, but I recovered enough to say, "Wait a minute." Maybe this guy knows a little bit more about investment and starting a company. So we opened up and brought in more money. But at this, we're a young brand. We've been around since January of 2020, and we've only been in broad distribution since 2023. And so at that young age, you typically don't have a custom bottle. A custom bottle,
Right.
just the design is 50 grand. just to make the mold.
I believe
And
it.
you have to commit to so many units when you do a custom design. But we did, and the bottle is actually based off of the history of the brand. So RD1, Registered Distillery Number 1, was originally established in 1865, the same year that Jack Daniels was formed. And so it's called the Ashland Distillery. The Ashland Distillery had a tree on the label. So you can see the neck label here has a tree. That's kind of a nod to the Ashland Distillery. On the bottle, it's embossed. It says Kentucky born and raised. All of my partners were in Kentucky. So this says Kentucky on the bottle. You will never see anything other than Kentucky liquid in that bottle because it has Kentucky physically on that label. The bottom of the bottle has a 4-plank horse fence. Anybody been to Kentucky? Yeah, so we've got several folks out here that's been to Kentucky, been on the Bourbon Trail, I'm assuming, been to see a lot of distilleries. So we're also kind of known for thoroughbred horse racing. So that's kind of a nod to the thoroughbred industry. And in Lexington, Kentucky, we have a horse track called Keeneland. It's only in season 2 months out of the year, in the spring and April, and in the fall and October. So wonderful time to come and visit. You go see the ponies run and then come and drink some good Kentucky bourbon.
Sounds beautiful. You painted a pretty picturesque picture there.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I caught on to a couple of things that you said in there.
Yeah.
First one being, did you say you had a bottle from 1800, and is there anything in it?
Yes. Okay. So I don't have
that.
I don't have just one bottle from pre 1900. We have 4 bottles. One is a liter bottle. It's still filled. It's still sealed. We actually traded a barrel of bourbon for that bottle. But it's sitting in our museum archive. I've got part of the brand also owned Bond and Lillard back in the day. So I've got 2 bottles of Bond and Lillard.
I'm familiar with the name.
in my inventory, and then we've got another New Hope that was also part of the earlier brand. The brand actually was the largest whiskey concern in the state of Kentucky in 1900. From 1900 to up until Prohibition, we owned lots of different labels, or I should say they owned. I wasn't around, as you all know. But yeah, we started the brand in January 2020 to pay honor and respect to Lexington's first registered distillery, and then write that next chapter. So what you all have in front of you is that next chapter. What more can Kentucky bourbon do with wood finishing? So we're going to go through a whole science experiment here. I mean, how much fun is that going to be, drinking bourbon, talking science?
It's going to be horrible. And I say that dripping in sarcasm because I'm speaking for myself and a lot of the people in here. We are nerds. And
yeah.
so like when you start getting scientific,
me too.
I had the conversation with somebody else who was here last night about, there's the science component and then there's the magic component. There's like 2 sides to the coin, right?
Yeah.
And they both kind of like go hand in hand.
Yeah.
But you can't have one without the other.
Exactly. But do you do math when you drink bourbon? That's what I want to know. Do y'all do math? I don't math. When I'm doing bourbon, I may not do science or math.
1 glass, 2 glass. I lost count already. And I'm terrible with math too. So like in so the deal with my wife is when I finish a bottle of bourbon, then I can bring one in.
Oh,
but somehow that ends up being 6 or 7.
Yeah,
so
magically.
My math is just horrible. And I have a degree in finance. I go figure. I don't know. Anyway, so speaking of the whiskeys,
yeah,
do you want to get to whiskey number 1? So like, what's going on here? What do you got?
Yeah. All right. So the first 4 are all going to be, they're on your tasting mat. They're all going to be the same mash bill. It's going to be 70% corn, 21% rye, 9% malted barley. The first one is our Kentucky straight bourbon. So every one of these next 3 after the first one are wood finish. So you get to see what the base liquid tastes like first. On your tasting mat, there are visual cues of what the flavor notes are. I love this. When our marketing director came out with it, I'm like, what? I've never seen a tasting mat like this. Where's the evidence that this works? And the evidence is every time I go out, people are like, I love that. I get it. you know, you use a different part of your brain when you visually see tasting notes. You know, I can tell you all day long what you're tasting, but when you see it on paper, you know, we all have our flavors based on our memory. So your memory of orange citrus is going to be different than my memory of orange citrus. So what you taste is what you taste. Don't ever let someone say that's not what you taste, because it's just based on your memory.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So when it tastes like unicorn farts and Skittles, we're good, right?
I'm all good with that. Yeah. So should we dive in and taste this first?
You take us there.
All right, all right. Well, you know, I mean, you know, we consume first with our eyes. So you're looking at the color. This is a straight bourbon. So if you know if it's a straight bourbon, the only thing that can be added to it is water. You add anything more, and it disqualifies it in the bourbon category. So this is a Kentucky straight bourbon. It's 98 proof. So let's go in and try a taste.
Oh,
Very traditional. You know, it's caramel, vanilla. It's got a little character, a little cracked peppercorn. And then for me on the finish, I get orange citrus, but very traditional. Not a long finish. You know, it's kind of there, lets you know it's around, but probably kind of a short to moderate finish.
I think the first thing I noticed was the texture.
Yeah.
It's got a great coating. Just
Yeah.
real nice.
Yeah, I
It's a little
enjoy that.
viscous. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and of course, you know, the base liquid. We're not hiding anything. You know, a lot of times when people do wood finishing, they're trying to hide either imperfections. So we felt very comfortable coming out with the straight bourbon. So you see, this is where it starts. So this is start for our bourbon flight.
Wait till you guys hear the prices. You're gonna like this one even more.
Yeah.
We'll do that at the end.
Okay. Good. Good.
But yeah, no, that's what do you guys think? Is this anyone else besides me? Is this anyone else's first time having RD1? Wow, vast majority.
Okay, great. I love that. I love introducing the brand. Are there any certified bourbon stewards in the room? No. Okay. I drink. All right, all right. So, are there any other self-proclaimed bourbon experts in the room? Because you drink a lot of bourbon. Yeah, me too. I'm
Maybe not an expert, but a fan.
big fan.
Fan for sure. Yeah,
Love it.
absolutely.
Love it. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Should we? What you want to talk more? You want to drink? Drink.
I think the body
Yeah.
is voting.
Yeah.
Let's
So, who likes French oak in here? Who's a fan of French oak finish? What are some of the expressions, some of the different labels of French oak that you all like? Maybe Maker's Mark. Yeah, Maker's Mark has a French oak finish.
Sure.
That's a weeded bourbon, so it's a much softer profile. French oak imparts really wonderful sweet notes. It gives, for me, it gives a little baking chocolate. It gives a little stone fruit, and with this 21% rye, it has a little bit more character. So this next pour, let's go into that and talk a little bit about the flavor notes with it. A little bit darker in color.
Yeah, smell the difference too.
And y'all can see there on the tasting mat, there's baking chocolate on my palate, a little bit of stone fruit. It's more complex. There's a lot more going on. You're getting a little bit longer, moderate finish on this one.
I definitely get like a little bit of that creme brulee, the sweet stuff that you're talking about that French oak can do. But I'm also being a big Scotch drinker myself too, and what French oak does over there is a little bit of pepper, and I get a little bit of pepper on this as well.
Yeah, for me, that pepper, that cracked peppercorn goes from the mid palate to the back of the palate, so it kind of pushes it back there. But this is at 101 proof, so it's just has a lot more character to it. I love French oak. These two are within the flavor wheel of a traditional bourbon. You know, so with bourbon, you know, you kind of know you're going to get a sweeter profile. And so this secondary grain being rye, you get a little bit more character on the mid palate or on the finish.
I love it. That's easy. That's an easy drinker.
It's very easy.
Sitting on the porch.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, very, very easy drinker. I'm a, huge fan. I drink my whiskey neat. I don't care how you drink bourbon, just drink bourbon. You want to
However you want to
put
drink it.
Coke in it, just put Coke in it, but drink bourbon. We're making more. Open those bottles. Yeah, open them, consume them, share them, and then come buy some more.
Sounds like my house.
Yeah.
I drink it every which way. Neat,
Yeah.
on the rocks,
Yeah.
especially like on a hot day. I mean, today is definitely like more of a neat day. We're getting a little bit of a fall autumn day going on here in New England.
Thank you guys. I came from Kentucky, and also known as hell in the summertime. I mean, it's hot, it's humid, and where was I at? I was in Denver. It was 100 degrees in Denver. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm going to go up to the Massachusetts and it's going to be hot. Man, thank you guys. You turned on the air conditioner. Wonderful weather.
You just missed the heat. All last week it was in the high 90s.
Thank you. I'm glad.
Humid, so it's perfect timing.
Love it.
But yeah, this is what you could definitely feel like a little bit of the fall, autumn time coming out in the air, a little bit of rain, and then this is where I romanticize whiskey.
Yeah.
This weather and whiskey are like
Yeah, I was gonna say, what we call this weather? Whiskey drinking weather.
exactly. That's exactly what's going on here. So you brought it with you. That's great.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. What do you guys think of that one? It's just such an it's I almost want to use the word pretty.
It's so pretty.
Almost. It's not
You're not talking about me.
No. No. I'm not talking about me either. but it's got that sweetness that you were talking about. Like it's definitely got like some of that creme brulee going on. But there's layers there.
Yeah.
Which makes it very interesting.
Yeah, we call it on the tasting mat bourbon elegance. There's just a little bit of elegance there, a little bit more depth.
Elegance is a better word than pretty, for sure.
Yeah, pretty.
Elegant's better. All right. What do we got coming? Oh, I see something from Brazil.
Yeah. Who's that Amburana wood finish? Amburana is it's a wood from Brazil. Anybody drank cachaça before? Yeah, so a rum-based spirit, and they use the same wood to finish that rum-based spirit. This one, when you look at it, has some really nice color to it. The aroma, oh my gosh, the aroma. You're getting a lot more of spices. You're getting some fruit notes. A lot going on with the aroma. Anybody picking up some apple on the aroma?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
like red apple.
Yeah.
Yeah, which also goes with our autumn theme of the day.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, this is a fun one.
What I really like about this is some of the Amburana casks I've had have been very overpowering.
Yep. And
This
when
is
it's
not
overpowering, what do you get on your palate when you're getting that?
Excuse me, the entire spice rack.
Yeah.
Right? They take the whole thing and dump it in.
Yeah.
Which there's something to be said for that too, because that's still good in its own way. But I think this is a lot more approachable.
Yeah, for me, this one it brings more of the whiskey notes in there, but the Amburana, if it's over influenced, it's kind of one note. You're getting one note. It could be cinnamon red hot. Anybody ever ate? Not that I'm suggesting to do this, but anybody ever ate vanilla icing out of the can? You hit that sweet part of your yeah, me too. But you hit that sweet part of your palate. And it's overwhelming. It's overwhelmingly sweet. And then there's this, when you over influence wood, you're either going to get a lot of wood tannins, or in the case of Amburana, you're going to get this waxy kind of off-putting consistency. And so for me, it's when it goes there, it's just one note, overpowering. This one, it's 110 proof. Anybody think it drinks 110 proof?
No.
It definitely drinks under its proof. I would
never have guessed that.
Yeah. Cocktails. Anybody like cocktails? So the Amburana makes a great paper plane cocktail.
Ooh,
anybody had a paper plane cocktail? Delicious. It's vibrant, has a lot of sweet cherry notes along with the citrus from the lemon. and really works well with the Amburana. There's another cocktail that we make. We use 2 parts Amburana to 1 part Plannery high proof rum, and then we use a maple simple syrup, and then rhubarb bitters and Regan's orange bitters. It's absolutely delicious. Very tropical. I call it Kentucky bourbon meets Brazil.
Hey, Ryan, if you're listening or watch this on the radio show, it sounds like I have to make a paper plane and maybe I'll use our rhubarb Amaro on it because you said rhubarb.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
that would be delicious.
All right.
Yeah,
You've given me some ideas.
yeah, yeah. Count me in. Count me in. I'll be your cocktail taster.
By all means. Um, there's something that's like stuck in my head that I'm just gonna plant a seed, see what you guys think. Cinnabon.
Yeah, yeah,
Anybody like Cinnabon?
yeah. Cinnamon toast crunch cereal.
Yeah, a little bit
Yeah.
of that, but I'm definitely getting like the whole like roll with the when you said vanilla icing,
Uh-huh.
that's where like I
Yeah.
went from cinnamon toast crunch to the Cinnabon roll
Yeah.
with the vanilla icing.
Yeah.
But it even has like that almost like biscuity texture
Yeah.
to it too.
Yeah, I love that you
that's
said that because we have a research and development master distiller. He's got a PhD in wood maturation. We lovingly call him Dr. Wood. This guy, he's laid down 50 different wood finish expressions. And so we talk about the some of the flavor notes in the Amburana, and it's kind of like apple strudel.
Oh,
So how you get
yeah. I
the
can get that too.
the wonderful texture of the apple strudel, so delicious. Cinnamon apple. On the finish, there's this tropical coconut. Love the coconut. Some people get pineapple, but that coconut is right there on the finish for me.
I really like that. That's good.
It's so delicious. Yeah, and the Amburana is 50% of our sales across the U.S. market.
I believe it.
50%.
I believe it. And then so now that we've said all of that, I mean, it just seems very apropos that does anybody else think autumn when they're drinking this one
Yeah.
with the weather outside? Like it's just everything just it's just
Yeah.
just clicking.
Anybody had yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If anyone's using a barrel of Amburana wood to finish, you're already over influenced. It's too late. You put the liquid in the barrel, it's over influenced. We use staves. So we put staves in the existing American oak barrel. So we're kind of in charge of when that barrel is influenced enough, we remove those staves.
It's like peat. A little bit goes a long way.
Absolutely. You got to have a balance with it. Yeah. Anybody had clarified cocktails?
Yeah.
Yeah. So clarified cocktail. Imagine eggnog, and so you clarify that, and then I would so you rim the shot glass with a little cinnamon sugar, and then use the clarified cocktail. It's a breakfast shot all day long.
Interesting.
How delicious would that be?
Let's do it. We'll come over to your bar.
Yeah, come on over.
All right.
That's right. Heck yeah.
Yeah. That sounds fantastic. I have a lot of things going through my head about like what we could possibly do with this whiskey as far as like cocktails go.
This one's a fun one. I do a lot of bourbon dinners, and this one can go a lot of different ways. It makes a great pairing with a dessert.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do a lot of stuff with it.
I could see anywhere you use a spiced rum.
Yeah.
Use this instead.
Yeah.
I could see that easily and
Yeah.
getting probably better quality notes in there too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm very intrigued now. All right, I got some homework ahead of me. I like it.
I love it. I love it. Should we go to the fourth one?
What do you guys think? You guys want the fourth one or should we
Yes.
stop?
In love with it. So like I came to Massachusetts and there's nowhere to be found. I found one store that I was able to buy three bottles at a time. So I'm on my like third, like 9 bottles. The reason is this the way you balance of this and drinkable.
Yeah.
say you're picking a barrel of Amburana, they send you the stuff.
On the interwebs, Rourke's just talking about his drinking experiences. We're entertaining him.
Yeah.
5 minutes. You guys got the right.
Yeah.
There were tea bags involved. There was all
Yeah,
sorts of stuff,
thank
but
you.
that-
I appreciate that. You know, when someone tells me that they're on their third round of 3 bottles, you know, so they're 9 bottles in, man, that just makes my heart sing. Thank you, That's awesome.
Well, I think that's, that actually brings to mind, like when you're starting a new company, when you put something in the bottle, that's what you want, right? You want to get past the first buy. You need to get to the second buy, the third buy.
Right.
It sounds like you hit that with
I
something
think we have.
already.
I think we've hit that.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, you know, and I should mention we just opened our new distillery, our research and development distillery in Lexington, Kentucky. Anybody been to Lexington, Kentucky? Thank you. Come back. We'd love to have you. You'll be my guest if you come. Make sure to get my contact information. So it's an immersive experience. We just opened May 13th, and we have been seeing a lot of tourism come there. You can come. It's an immersive experience. You can meet our research and development master distiller, Jared Gollahue, and you can come in. We actually have a wood forest as part of the experience, and you can see all of the different woods that we're currently and have previously worked with, and really take a deep dive into the wood. You know, wood, American oak accounts for 50 to 70% of the flavor of bourbon. You know, what we're doing with wood finishing, we're just changing that equation. We're adding more flavor, but again, you gotta have a balance. You know, you gotta have a balance of not over influencing it. So, you know, there's a delicate nature to wood finishing.
Now, I noticed you said the word immersive twice. Does that
Yeah.
mean there's like a vat tank we could swim in? Oh, wait, that's submersive. I'm sorry.
Summers. You don't want to swim in the bathtub.
Well, we might. I know there's some people in here for sure.
You'll sink right to the bottom.
Yep, and we'll drink our way right back up.
Love it.
All right, what's number 4 we got going on here?
Number 4, who likes maple? Maple fans. All right, so this is a double finish in oak and maple. And let me tell you the process of how we get here. So we take our French oak barrels.
That right off the note.
We ship those up to Vermont. They put Vermont maple syrup into the barrel. And then once that maple syrup is removed from that barrel, we have a time, temperature, and pressure process where we're pushing that liquid maple into the wood. So there's no liquid maple actually touching the inside of that barrel. But as you notice from the aroma, it's maple on the aroma. Who likes pancakes for breakfast? This is taking you to your favorite breakfast location. You got a stack of flapjacks in front of you, and you're pouring warm maple syrup over that flapjacks.
Yeah, there's a bunch of things going on there. What was that?
Lot of pecan flavor.
Got a gentleman in the back. Rick, what's your question? Why is there a difference in proof? Is what the question is.
So great question. Our tasting panel, and as some of you all may know, flavors fluctuate vastly from straight from the barrel all the way down to there's a breaking point with every spirit. And so we're looking for the maximum flavor profile. So we're not thinking we want consistency with all of our proofs being the same proof. We're looking for how best is that flavor expression at what proof. So, you know, we just came from 110 proof with the Amburana, this one being 99.9 proof. That 0.1 proof really made a big difference. I'm kidding. But you know, really, we're proofing it to the point where you get the maximum amount of flavor.
Science.
But
there is a lot of science on this one because what you're saying with your process of getting that maple into the barrel.
Yeah.
So you pressure the maple into the wood.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's no liquid maple actually touching the inside of that barrel.
Because we've done here at Julio's, we've done several different of our own barrels, and then we've sent them off to Al Woods in Vermont, fill it with maple syrup, and then we sell the maple syrup,
Yep.
and then we've barreled several different whiskeys in them, like rebarreled, and a lot of them have been like really fantastic. But this is right up there. I mean, but it's a different process. But I think you can tell that too because I'm getting not an overpowering, but like a slight tannin note. So like
Yep.
it kind of balances out the sweetness, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody else? The skin on the nut.
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is.
kind of that drying, that tannic drying nature. Some people on the French oak get that too. So about 50% of the population, French oak comes across as wood tannin, and then the other 50% get that beautiful, sweet baking chocolate. And fortunately, I'm in the 50% that get the wonderful baking chocolate.
Yeah,
But we typically see about 50-50 there.
interesting. It's very well balanced.
Thank you.
Very well
Yeah.
balanced.
Yeah. So we do a barrel proof version of each one of these. I love the oak and maple at barrel proof because, for me, my profile, I'm uncut, unfiltered, straight from the barrel. So this one is a little sweet on my palate. Fortunately, we're not making products for my palate. We're making it for the masses. And so, but for me, the barrel proof of the oak and maple, I love a Manhattan. Who likes Manhattans?
Oh God, yes.
Love a Manhattan. I like a Manhattan because I don't want to add. I don't want this as a old fashioned. I don't want to add any simple syrup. It doesn't need simple syrup. It has enough sweetness on the profile. But with a black Manhattan, the Amaro being the spirit that you combine with it, and then black walnut bitters. Actually, what happens when you make this into a Manhattan? You get this burnt caramel. It's so delicious.
I would have to try that because
Yeah. Let's do a cocktail class.
because I do love black Manhattans. Cocktail number 2.
Yeah.
I make black Manhattans at home all the time.
Oh yeah.
And so
Yeah. So try this when you do your next black Manhattan. Try the oak and maple. You probably are going to need to come down to Kentucky at the end of the year because we're going to be barreling some barrel proof oak and maple. You definitely, for me, I like a boozy cocktail. I like straight from the barrel. So I like my cocktails to be kind of high in proof, and that barrel proof really fits the bill.
Lisa, I think, nailed it because it's been sticking with me since she said, the skin of the nut,
Yeah.
right? Like the skin
Yeah.
of like the walnut and all that. That it does. It has that nutty
Yeah.
flavor to it, but it also almost has that texture of like that skin, like a little bit too. Like I think I think he nailed it with that.
Yeah.
Like, that's stuck now, but that's great.
Well, and women have a much better palate. They have a much more
Right.
perceptive palate, and so for me, when I'm among folks, it seems the women are able to pull out much more
Yep.
adjectives in describing the what they're sipping on. If you're really looking to enhance your ability to recall flavor notes, get an enhanced flavor wheel, and then sit down with your favorite female and have just kind of talk through the flavor notes that you're getting, and really it's based on your memory. So when you start drinking, you start going back to this. Kind of reminds me of a circus peanut. So you're going to start pulling on those memories.
Where's Ryan when you need him? That's like his favorite candy.
Oh, is it really?
There's circus peanuts right down here by my feet.
Oh my gosh, me too. I think we're going to be great friends.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What's that favorite embarrassing candy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that orange vanilla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So I should tell you all, we just got nominated for the Inc. 5,000 fastest growing companies in America for this year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So we are number 1 in Kentucky for the fastest growing company. We're number 14 in the country for the food and beverage sector.
Oh.
We're number 280 of 5,000 companies across America for the fastest growing company.
And now for something really sappy to say, you're number 1 in our hearts.
Oh, I'll drink to that.
How's that?
Yeah, thank you.
Number
Thank
14, this, number 14, yeah.
Yeah.
Number 1 in our hearts.
Love it. Love it. All right. So should we go to something funky?
I do love funk.
I love funky. Who's been in a rick house? Okay, all right. So this next pour, this one it has a lot of interesting notes. It's a 10-year Kentucky straight bourbon that is lightly touched with Amburana. If you think this had a good balance, the Amburana that's on your tasting mat, this one is going to be a 10-year. It's going to be nothing like the flavor notes that you get with that 4-year plus Amburana.
Mm.
Anybody out there like to pair cigars with your bourbon? This one would be a great cigar pairing.
I'm getting lots of interesting layers. So the Amburana, there's like that sweetness there. There's there's so many things going on.
Yeah.
Like a little bit of like greenhouse or cut grass almost.
Yep.
Green apple. There's just that's pretty cool. I like
Yeah.
that.
So for me, I'm in rick houses all the time.
Grandma's attic is a little bit in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 There's some, there's some earthiness there. There's angel share. There's oak. There's leather. There's tobacco. It's just like walking into a rick house. But that Amburana brings a little bit of vibrancy to it. But for me, this one it's 117.78 proof. It absolutely is rick house funk meets Amburana.
Loved it.
Yeah, did y'all like that one?
Yeah, lots of yeses.
Yeah. Great question. So the question was, how did we finish this 10-year bourbon? Did we start off at an early age, put some Amburana in, then take it out, or did we finish it at the end? And the answer is we finished it at the end, and it's lightly touched. So I mean, when we do wood finishing, French oak, you can leave it in for 2 years, 3 years, and it's going to develop a lot more character and flavor. With a wood like Amburana, you've got to really be very measured in how long you leave it in. When barrels age, when they get 7, 8 years or older, they take on wood tannins a lot more quickly. So you have to be even more careful with a 10-year. You have to be it's lightly touched.
You
I'll
don't want
say
to break it.
you don't want to over influence it for sure.
Okay. Mhm.
Thank you. Yeah, I agree.
Lots of people seem to be in deep thought.
Yes, it does. Yeah, a little water does make it open up. Yeah, for sure. All right. Anybody have questions? Any questions out there? Yes, sir. Yeah. So the question is, what barrel char do we use? And most master distillers are going to use a number 3 char. With and most master distillers are not toasting their barrel. So toasting a barrel is indirect heat. And what toasting a barrel does, if you don't know, it changes the chemical composition of the wood, and it creates, how we get vanilla and caramel on bourbon. It's that toasting effect that causes that flavor. A char is direct flame on that wood, and the number is based on how long that flame is hitting that wood directly. So a number 3 char is going to be about 35 seconds on the wood. But even if you're not toasting, there's still going to be indirect heat that's going to affect that wood. We call that the red line. And that is going to be where the toasting has occurred, and it's that in and out through that char that is going to kind of tamp down the ethanol, but also create some of the flavor notes when it goes through that toasting area. So great question. Most master distillers use a number 3 char. There's some that really like a heavier char, but if you're using secondary barrels, you're probably going to want to use more of a toasting barrel than you are a charred barrel for a secondary wood finish.
You should teach a class on wood.
Well, we need Dr. Wood here. I mean, a lot of my knowledge is just because I hear, people, talk about, the different aspects of wood. But, you want to nerd out. We need to get Jared up here. And I love him. Young kid. He's 34. He came from the University of Kentucky, the James Beam Institute. He taught classes there. He's an associate professor. But we were fortunate to get him, and I love it. Jared will say, "Can I nerd out a little bit?" And I'm like, "Yeah, Jared, nerd out on me. I want to hear what you got." And then it's just like whoop over my head. I'm like, "Can you dumb it down for me?" But he's a great guy, wonderful, wonderful young man. He's going to be around a long time. And I told him, I'm like, Jared, listen, man, I'm an old guy. I'm going to age out. We're going to need you to kind of step up and take the helm here at some point. But wonderful, wonderful young man.
Get him in here sometime.
I will. I'll bring him up next time. I'll bring him up.
We've had a few wood seminars. Dr. Bill Lumsden from Ardbeg Glenmorangie, he did a whole class on wood management.
Yeah.
Dr. Don Livermore from Canada, JP Weisers has done it. So
wow,
we're all about the nerd.
Yeah, yeah. You're
like to geek out.
You will love Jared. Great guy.
Fantastic.
Yeah. All right. Should we go to the last pour?
One.
Yeah. So this is your 6 pour. This one is Jared's first attempt at a limited time offering. So this is an allocated. It's a Burr rye. It's an 8-year Kentucky straight rye that is married to a 5- and 7-year Kentucky straight bourbon. 3 different mash bills. This is extra finished in Mizunara wood from Japan and French oak. We call it sister cities. So Lexington, Kentucky has a sister city in Shinadaka, Japan, and in Deauville, France. This one is 102 proof. It just won best in class in the 2025 USA Spirits competition. Double gold. It won a 96 points. Wow. This one is a fabulous pour. It's a limited time offering. 1,500 cases of this were made out and spread out over the U.S. market. Massachusetts got 35 cases. And Keith over there, he's our regional sales guy. He's in charge of the allocation. So you guys want some of these cases here. Keith is your guy. He will make sure that you guys get as much allocation as you want. If you like it, let us know. We can pre-order it and make sure that you guys get it. This one, I'm telling you, this one is fabulous.
Fantastic.
Let's taste it.
I do like that quite a bit. I like that Mizunara. I've had several whiskeys that have had Mizunara oak, and I think this one is very well balanced.
Well balanced.
You have that going for you guys.
Yeah.
Sure.
I love that question. So here's what we did. We had the 5-year was an extra aged French oak on its own. We took the 7-year Kentucky straight bourbon and the 8-year Kentucky straight rye, and we put Mizunara wood just in those 2, and then we blended this 5-year extra aged French oak with the 7- and 8-year Burr rye together. So great question. I love that question. And so for those of you who may not heard, it was how did we do the blending process? And Jared
very carefully,
very measured. But this is absolutely a fabulous pour, and hats off to Jared. Love it. First one coming out of the gate was a huge home run. Huge win, and buy multiples because it'll be here and gone, and then all you have is regret if you don't.
Awesome. Fantastic. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, we were very very much fortunate to have had this liquid, and you know, we think we've done he's done a very good job with it. So thank you, appreciate that.
All right. So, should we do the vote that Ryan usually does as we go down the line? So you get to vote for your favorite. So you've got 6, right? You can only vote one time. Who likes number 1, the Kentucky Straight Bourbon?
Okay, all right, it's good.
Couple
Got
that.
3 people. The
How about number 2, the French Oak?
French oak.
All right.
All right.
Number 3, the Amburana cask.
Amburana. Let's see. Okay, got quite a few hands raising up for the Amburana. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then number 4
Oak and maple.
was the maple.
Yeah, yeah. Can we do another one? Yeah, yes, that one. Yes. All right. So several hands for the oak and maple.
And then the 5th one was the
10-year
cask strength.
straight bourbon Amburana. All right. So we got several hands for the.
I think I like that one too. I'll put my hand up on that.
Yeah.
One. And then the Mizunara French Oak. There we go.
All right.
So it looks like your Amburana was probably the big winner of the night, but they all got something.
Well, I appreciate that, and really consistently to the market itself, Amburana, our core 4 product is 50% of our sales. So that doesn't surprise me that it's going to be the most popular here.
Yeah. Anybody have any questions for Barry? Yes, there's questions out there. Please go ahead.
On the core 4, it was the same mash bill. Well, we all felt strongly. So we have a tasting panel, and the tasting panel felt very strongly that this was the mash bill that we wanted to lead with. And also the flavors that you're getting with the wood finish, you know, we really felt like that 21% rye had enough character to be able to manage each of the wood finishes. So it was a very deliberate decision that we went with that particular mash bill.
Any other questions? Or Barry, do you have any questions for them?
Well, yeah. So what are some of the favorite bourbons or whiskeys that you all like to drink? Knob Creek. Okay, I love Knob Creek. You like the higher proof? You like the 120? Okay. All right. Huge fan of Jim Beam. Love Knob Creek. I love, you know, y'all know Booker. Booker know when he was around or heard of him. You know, Booker, he was part of the transformation of bourbon. You know, bourbon in the 70s and 80s, you know, kind of took a nosedive to clear spirits, and Booker was part of that renaissance of the small batch, the single barrel, and you know, thank God for Booker because he brought back that high proof. Did y'all know Booker with his evening drink was a highball glass full of barrel strength Bookers? That was his evening drink. Can you imagine?
That's the way to live.
Yeah.
That guy's got some serious living going on.
Yeah, I do a 4-finger pour, but I don't you know, Booker, he's kind of an 8 fingers
kind of a guy. Yeah, actually the Knob Creek is actually the whiskey that got me into whiskey.
Oh wow.
That was like the first one that I fell in love with, and then I started exploring. It was brand new. I mean, I'm gonna date myself a little bit. It was like 95.
Yeah.
And that was Knob Creek, and that whole small batch line was brand new at the time.
Yeah.
And so like I had been drinking like Seagram's 7 and 7s, that kind of stuff. And then when that hit, I tried that. But my buddy and I, that's when we started going down the rabbit hole. We hit that line and then
I love it
from there. But
yeah.
To this day, Knob Creek is always a go-to. I always have it on hand.
Yeah, several years ago, you could do a barrel pick of Knob Creek, and you could get a 15-year, a 16-year.
You had several of them.
Oh my gosh, those are some of the best barrel picks, and so affordable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What else? Any other favorites out there? Russell's?
Wild Turkey for me, for sure.
Yeah. I'm a huge fan of Wild Turkey. I like the higher proof, but they're, you know, they're Russell's picks. Any favorite rickhouses of your single barrel picks of Russell's?
It's funny you should say that because Ryan has actually done several picks from like different warehouses, and everybody, what's the big one?
Let's see. There is
Well, there's Tyrone.
Yeah.
Tyrone is the one he named it Camp Killer.
Camp Killer.
He called that one because everybody was so, and he was like, I got one that was better than anything that was in that
Yeah.
warehouse. Like, right. So
Yeah.
it's interesting that you say that.
Yeah. So Camp Nelson,
Camp Nelson.
Warehouse D. Anybody had a Warehouse D pick? Oh my gosh. The Warehouse D. We did a pick at, of the Warehouse D, and I've got to tell a story, and I'm sorry I'm going to curse on this, but it's
okay.
only better. It's only better when you
just
curse.
friends.
So,
Go ahead.
Eddie Russell is doing the pick for us, and so we're there, the Lexington Bourbon Society, and we're in there, and unanimous. We picked this one barrel, and we're like, okay, Eddie, we're going to go outside. You're going to come and mix these all up. We're going to come back in and pick them again. And we picked the same damn one the next time unanimously. And we're like, and it's like 20 minutes into the barrel pick. And we're like, okay, Eddie,
Done.
We're going to go back out. You're going to proof all these back down to 110, and we're going to pick the best one out of that. And he's like, boys, you guys know which barrel you're going to pick. You
Just
picked
pick
it
it.
unanimously. Now all you're doing is drinking. Get the fuck out of my rick house. I'm going to sell another barrel. Like, well
Point
played.
Noted. Point noted.
Yeah.
It's interesting because that's how Ryan, who does all of the barrel picks, we have like a little bit of a team. But you know, Eddie Russell, Elmer T. Lee, like those guys were his mentors on doing barrel picks.
Yeah.
Like back in the 90s. That's when he started, like a long time ago. And it's interesting. So I've gotten to take part in that as well. But those guys pick barrels pretty quickly because the first thing they do, any flaws, gone.
Yeah.
Then the next thing they do is like, okay, and then boom, boom, boom. It's like, and then everybody else is like you were saying, trying to like not necessarily take advantage, but like, you know, you're in the situation, like you want to walk through and explore things, and then they're just like, nope.
We're done. And that's really how we sample. We sample, like you just said, we're sampling for flaws.
Yeah.
We want to identify, is there a flaw here? And if so, we're going to blend that one out.
Yeah.
So it's so funny when you hear these master distillers, they would get together, they would play cards all the time. And they would give Elmer T. Lee so much crap because he mixed ginger ale with his bourbon. They're like, come on, man, what are you doing mixing ginger ale? They were purists. Here, master distillers giving him shit for drinking his bourbon. I don't care how you drink your bourbon. Mix it with whatever you want. Drink it like you like it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's the philosophy that most people have nowadays, right?
Absolutely.
If you're not having fun, why are you doing it?
If you're not, if you can't have fun in bourbon, my God,
don't be so serious. Like,
don't be so serious.
We have a lot of serious people here sometimes. It gets a little, everybody wants you to know that they know something. There's a whole thing,
right?
But it's all good. I mean, there's time. I mean, that's great too.
Yeah,
I enjoy like the whole thing, sharing, conversing.
Yeah,
whiskey is best shared.
Yeah,
you like it.
Right,
that's all part of it. Right, it's all community. That's all great.
Yeah, I love what Freddie Johnson, third generation tour guide with Buffalo Trace, only tour guide in the Bourbon Hall of Fame. Freddie says, I don't pull out my good stuff for just anybody, but if I pull out my good stuff, you're obligated to hear the pain I went through to get that.
We've heard stories from Ryan, has had several interactions with him, but yeah. And the Russells, we have 3 generations of the Russell family signed their sealing up there. We'll have to have you sign a ring before you go.
Would love to.
But yeah. Anybody else have any other questions, comments, concerns, enjoyments? Yeah, good stuff, right? Thank you very much, Barry.
Thank you all.
It was fantastic. All right, let me just shut off the recording and then I can go over some things with you guys.